What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream today. Thank you very much for joining. We are going to jump straight into things a little bit early today, but those of you who are watching this back, it's not really any inconvenience to you, of course. But guys, we have something truly special today, something I had no idea about until very, very recently. The 911 call between Onision and the operative has been made public, and I am going to be reviewing it for you guys today. I'm going to be reviewing this conversation. And with that in mind, let's pause it right there. I don't want the music go any longer. But we are going to jump straight into things. This stream is not going to be too long. I expect this to probably last around half an hour at best. But I think quality over quantity today is what is extremely important. But it's lovely to see all of you guys here. Thank you very much for joining. And to those of you who are here for your first time, it is lovely to see you here. Thank you. So are we ready? Are we ready? This is going to be quite gold, Lizzie, and I really do appreciate the donation. Thank you very much. By the way, guys, I have finally been paid my first YouTube, basically, guys, I've received my first payment from YouTube for becoming a partner on here, which is awesome. Unfortunately, I'm having to wait a little bit longer to get it because I do not have something confirmed on my AdSense, and I'm waiting to basically get an email, a letter in the post about it. So, you know, we'll have to wait a little while, but it should be cool. But very, very exciting for me being a new YouTuber who's been doing this a very small amount of time. Yeah, it's good to see you too, Bane. Thanks for joining, guys. This is not a 911 prank. Not at all. This is legit shit that we're talking about. This is some legit shit. Yeah, I am on early tonight, and I apologise to everybody who's going to be watching this back and who couldn't be here for my normal time, who would have been here for my normal time, but I actually want to really go to the store after the stream, and I want to buy some food, and I want to cook tonight, and I can't really do that if it's really late. I mean, I can, but I won't have the ingredients, and yeah, I want to be smart today, if possible. So anyway, let me bring up the text and image, as this will help people understand who the fuck is talking in this instance. And it is your boy, Onion, and Jesus Christ, guys, he does not suit a beard. He does not suit a fucking... He does not... guys, I'm not being nasty or anything like that. I'm not, criticizing, being horrible or any, saying that he's ugly or anything like that. I'm just saying, doesn't suit that beard. With the hair... It's not good feng shui. It doesn't work. It's not a good vibe. Yikes! All right, guys, let's get into this. Let's get into this. Are you guys ready? Are we ready? Let's begin.
Hi. There's a person who's been stalking me online, and they just showed up to my house. Yeah.
Okay, and they're outside now?
Yes, they're knocking on my door.
Okay. And do you know if they have any weapons?
They have a bunch of camera people, they're YouTube stalkers.
They're YouTube stalkers.
Okay. But no weapons seen?
I didn't see any weapons. I just saw 6 guys in my driveway, and one of them is knocking on my door.
Okay. 1 second here.
That dog is going crazy. I mean, I mean, to be fair, I feel like if people were banging on my door, I feel like Bandit would literally go apeshit, so I get it. I don't know, Birdie. I don't know.
And the one that's knocking on your door, is he the main one that you said has been stalking you?
Yes, he's a stalker. He's yelling.
I can't wait for him to say, "Oh, it's Chris Hansen." You guys ready?
Let me through the door right now.
Okay, and do we know his name at all?
It's Chris Hansen.
Okay, Hansen?
Hansen, yeah. Hansen.
And then...
Could you imagine turning around to somebody and saying, "Hey, yeah, Chris Hansen's at my door. Want to know why?" No, no, no. Ah, no.
CHRIS.
CHRIS, yeah.
Okay, is he white, black, Asian, Hispanic?
He's white.
Okay, do we know how old he is?
He's older. He's probably 58, 60, something like that.
Tall?
Probably 5'10", 5'11".
Okay, then medium or heavy?
He's skinnier.
What color hair?
Blondish gray.
Is he skinnier?
Okay.
He's kind of,
And are you able to
normal
see what he's
size,
wearing
I'd
or
say.
no?
I think he's wearing a black jacket.
Okay.
I have a security camera.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Can you see what color pants?
Just say boomer. Is he definitely
He's wearing
skinny?
a black jacket, black pants.
He always wears like really thick clothing, so you can never really tell. You know.
His hair is gray. He's still yelling things at me through the door.
Okay. Black jacket, black pants. Can you hear what he's yelling?
No.
Okay.
Oh, he's saying, I want your side of the story, Greg. My name's not even Greg.
My name's not even Greg. I love it. He makes a point about it, and he's like, my name's not even Greg. All right, operative, listen to me.
What is your last name?
My name is James Jackson.
Okay. Last of Jackson, first of James is what I heard. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's saying, I just want
There you go, James.
to talk through the door.
It's official, guys. James Jackson. We have it. JJ.
Okay. And what's your date of birth?
November 11th, 1985.
November 11th of 85?
Yeah.
Okay. And free dress callback number?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any weapons in the home, James?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Hasn't he talked about like how he has a gun? It's not something that he's actually stated before. I don't actually like have it on the top of my head, but I recall there being statements that he's made that he like has like defensive precautions on his property to avoid problem. Yeah, word has that he is too. So he's either lied to this operative, which I'm pretty sure is I don't know. I think that might be felony. I'm not too sure. But more so, if not that, he's lying to the audience. He's lying to everybody. Which, I mean, am I like surprised? I mean, let's be honest, guys. If you're somebody who's hated by tens or maybe even hundreds of thousands of people, and you're worried about the safety of your family, I think a lot of people in that situation would pretend that they like have a gun to keep people from like coming up to their house and, you know, knocking on their door and harassing them and their family. I can understand the precaution, but it's just a bit weird. It's just a bit weird. And the welfare check stated it too. The welfare check stated that he had guns. So he's lied about this. He lied about this. He must have sold them then. He must have either sold them or I don't know, whatever.
And you said that there's roughly 5 more people there with cameras?
Yes, in the driveway.
Oh.
Yeah, you got Vincent standing there, you know, like he's got like a big fucking board. He's like waving it. Oh, thank you, Lizzie. He's like waving this board with like a baby carrot meme on it, just screaming at Onision. I'm pretty sure that's what Vincent was probably doing.
Second here. And do you know what he's talking about, like why he was stalking you or anything like that?
Yeah, there's like
An investigation.
It looks
Say
like
it.
there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in the driveway.
Okay.
He's not answer the question.
But I haven't.
He doesn't know what to say. He does not know what to say.
Someone that there's an 18. No, I think a 19-year-old who I didn't want to hang out with. I didn't want to be around them. They have BPD, and their mental disorder was like really affecting my life in a negative way. And so I said I didn't want them in my life anymore. And they went to this person and said a bunch of mean things about me. And so now this person's trying to like
What?
aggressively pursue me in a really hateful way as a result.
Okay, so you said they're from YouTube, though. So is it like a show that they do, or?
It's a live stream. Yeah, I've already talked to a lawyer about slander and stuff. This guy's really, really hateful towards me.
Okay. And Are you able to see what type of vehicle they arrived in?
No, they parked way down the street, which is really sketchy.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, Vincent walked all of that way with that huge poster with that meme on. Good on you, Vincent.
Okay.
So they're standing out next to my SUV right now.
Okay. We're working on getting units out there as quickly as we can. Just go ahead and keep your doors locked. Do you feel comfortable disconnecting the line until we arrive? And then if anything changes, calling us back?
Could you imagine if Onision had stayed on the phone the entire time with them, like... Yeah,
it should be fine. We're just hiding away from the windows.
Okay.
He's hiding away from the windows.
Before we arrive, please call us back, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, sorry about that. That wasn't expected. All right, guys. So I find it really surprising that I don't think he thought it through. I guess you wouldn't in that instance. He just decided to call 911. He felt like he was being kind of harassed. I think that's maybe the extent of it. There's more at the end. Dude, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear this. Okay, I will proceed. I will proceed.
Just a moment. 911 reporting.
Hi, I'm calling back.
Oh, he's back. He's back, guys.
I reported some people who showed up to my house. They're trespassing and they're online.
What's the address there? Okay, I do show your call here, sir. Has something changed on scene there?
Just waiting for the police to show up. They're still in my driveway.
Okay, it is still showing.
He's like, you know what? You know, fuck you guys who actually, you know, there are actually things that you probably need to talk to people about here. You know, I want you to talk to me because these people are on my driveway. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, 911 operatives, they should be dealing with things that actually matter. No offense, Onision, but...
You're on my screen and law enforcement has been advised. If anything
You're not
does
in danger.
change or escalate, call us back, okay?
Are you guys going to show up?
Sir, it has been sent to the officers. They have to drive to you, okay? If something escalates, call us back, okay?
Are you gonna show up? Are you gonna fucking show up, guys? Are you gonna show up? Right? What is this? What is this? I can't believe he actually speaks to law enforcement that way. That is so bad. But okay, so one thing that really stood out to me was obviously him making comments about a 19-year-old who had mental disorders and was affecting his quality of life. I find it actually bizarre, and I guess James didn't expect all of this to come out in the way that it did. I don't think he expected this to be released. I don't think he expected us to hear his 911 calls, because I guess the assumption is this stuff is you would assume it to be private, right? But we do. Obviously, we have heard it. We have heard this, and I think he's probably literally like shocked that people have heard what he has had to say, because this is not true. This is not true. This is not fair. And this isn't the reason why Chris is doing this investigation. This isn't the reason why Chris is involved. Sure, this whole situation has been had light shed on it by the various alleged victims who've appeared on Chris's show, but it makes sense from James that he would say something like that, that he would use something like that to kind of defend himself. And yeah, it's just weird to me. I'm reading some of these comments in the chat. Don't you know the police should be at his beck and call? Exactly, guys. That is literally what I'm getting. It's so... You know what's funny, guys? I have never ever called 911. The reason why is because I've never really felt like it was an emergency. Like, I never needed to call 911. And I'm just surprised. And I've gone through some shit, but it's shit that I've usually handled myself. And maybe this is a very specific circumstance. And yes, he is famous. He is somebody who's kind of known. It's a weird situation, because whilst I'm obviously criticizing this call a lot, I don't know, like, if somebody was literally like banging the shit out of my door and was shouting through the letterbox, trying, and like turning up to my property, and I turned around to them and said, can you leave? Can you leave my property? Can you get off my property? Because it is my property, and they didn't. Yeah, I would call the police. I don't really think Onision asked them to leave. It doesn't seem like he did. But still, no. But even it doesn't matter if you're like well known for that or not. Like if somebody literally turns up to your house and starts banging on the door and harassing you, a normal citizen, I'm sure you guys probably wouldn't be vibing it though. What would you call then if you were in that situation, Froghead? I don't know. I mean, do you think I'm wrong for saying that? I think a lot of people would. You know, I've never been in that situation, so I wouldn't necessarily, you know, have anything to go off myself. But I don't know. You should only call the cops if you can't handle a situation. A journalist is not one of them. And it's odd you can hear his dog, but not Chris yelling or even knocking. That's true. That's true, Haley. I give you merit there in what you say. I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people say that like Chris is like a full-on journalist, and I do agree that he's a journalist. But some of the things that have been going on recently, especially with like Vincent and stuff, it really takes away from the integrity of Chris and everything that he's about. So I don't really necessarily think I'm gonna cut him as much slack as I would to another journalist at the moment, to be honest. I think Onision is I think Chris is not necessarily overinvested in this investigation, but I think he's become a little bit biased to it. So holy moly, thank you for the donation. Cheers. Chris uploaded a video about it. Should I watch that video, guys? Should we watch it before? Should we do a 2-in-1 for this? Where is Chris's video? Where can I find it? Is it on his channel? Is it? Oh, it's on my Discord. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Discord users. Where is it on my Discord? Is it new? Is it like new? No, somebody said that like they just posted a video, so it wouldn't be an old one, would it? Never mind then. So never mind. It's not on my Discord. That's okay. Well, I'll jump on YouTube really quickly, and if I can find it, we'll watch it. If I can't find it, we'll finish the stream here. Either or, everybody. But how are we doing today? Are we doing okay? Have you enjoyed your day, everybody? Have you enjoyed the stream? Oh shit, yeah, we got it, guys, do you wanna watch it? Guys, I better not get fucking struck for this. I swear to God, if Chris or anybody strikes me for this, I'm literally gonna have a fucking rage fest moment, I swear. So let's watch it. We got it? Here we are.
911, what are you reporting?
Hi, there's a person who's been stalking me online, and they just showed up to my house.
Okay, and they're outside now?
Yes, they're knocking on my door.
Okay. And do you know if they have any weapons?
They have a bunch of camera people, like they're YouTube stalkers.
Okay. But no weapons seen?
I didn't see any weapons. I just saw like 6 guys in my driveway, and one of them is knocking on my door.
And the one that's knocking on your door, is he the main one that you said has been stalking you?
Yes, he's a stalker. He's yelling things at me through the door right now.
Okay, and do we know his name at all?
It's Chris Hansen.
Is that literally it? That's interesting. That's interesting. And they actually came to the door as well. It seems somebody came to the door. Very, very, very interesting. Yeah, guys, he's beating down the door. He's very, very intimidating. He's shouting. He's literally got a battering ram. The door is going down, everybody. He's gonna smash those windows. Like it's craziness. But it's not illegal to knock on the door, and I do not believe that you should be calling the police in that instance. But the way that Onision described it, right? If somebody was banging and slamming against the door, which is obviously clearly not what Chris had done, which is good that we've watched this, by the way. And
and the pups are having a beautiful day. EXO.
Thank you, Irish. Thank you so much. Everybody show Irish some love in the chat. That's really, really cool. $50 fucking dollars, guys. Thank you. Journalism is about views. I mean, isn't everything on YouTube about views? I'm just saying, kind of, right? I guess like the average person doesn't really understand that unless you like do YouTube or live stream or do music or anything where you need engagement in order to be successful. Yeah. But anyway, let me get rid of this fellow hobo off the screen. I'm allowed to say that because I am a part of the hobo union. All right, be aware, everybody. But yeah, I mean, he's not armed, he's not aggressive. It's interesting that he would go to the house. I'm aware that some other commentary channels have expressed a level of malcontent towards Chris for going to Onision's house. They think it's strange. They think it's a bit creepy. It's a bit weird that Chris would go to their house. And actually, a lot of these commentators have actually been almost shot down to an extent. YouTube channels who've been referring and talking about this because Chris is a journalist. He's been doing this for many years. It does not seem like he had done anything necessarily nasty in his visit to the West. And more so, it seems like he just left pretty easily. I mean, we don't get to see the rest of him here, but I guess it's easy to assume, is it not? Yeah, some people have been really kind of openly like criticizing this. I'm not really gonna criticize it though. I mean, I probably feel kind of weird about it if somebody like came to my house, right? Whether they are a celebrity or not, or a journalist or not, it's kind of a weird vibe. But calling the police on them, I agree with the previous statement that one of you guys said. You know, I feel like you should deal with it yourself if you can. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that he showed his house. Isn't that kind of a form of doxing? Onion Boy is hated, and that can be considered a security threat, no? What do you guys think? Well, Britt, that's an amazing question, and I really hope we can get some opinions in the comments about this question. My personal opinion on this is that, as far as I'm aware, I can't see any identification on the building. I can't see any signs representing the number of the house, the street that this house is on, any information that would lead to anybody actually be able to identify this home. And because of that, I don't really feel it is doxing. Doxing is a completely different thing in that, and I do not believe that this is. And as far as we're aware, there's no trespassing sign. I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, you can say it's public information, but I don't necessarily. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. But this instance, what Chris has shown, what Chris has done, he has in no way destroyed the privacy of anybody. Showing the front of the house, I don't personally feel is doxing. But if any of you guys disagree, and you can explain to me why you disagree, I mean, leave it down in the comments. I will most likely read it. And if I might get a change of mind. I might get a change of feeling on it. Who knows? Sex kitty, thank you very much. But anyway, yeah, I haven't seen a house number, but I don't know if there's like another recording in which it's shown, perhaps. Why are you making excuses for Chris Hansen? I'm not making excuses for Chris Hansen at all. Actually, I've been quite critical of Chris Hansen and Vincent recently. But maybe not to the extent of some other channels that seem to be kind of attacking Vincent and Chris whenever they have the chance to, of course. Yeah, I mean, the children. Yeah, I have seen a couple of tweets that have been put out recently, and I'm not too sure how many people in the audience feel this way. I don't know how many of you guys have been pondering this or talking about this on Twitter and elsewhere. But there have been people who I've seen on Twitter who've been mentioning that they are, afraid for the children. More so because in instances and situations like this, where parents who are dealing with the kind of stuff that they are dealing with, when they are pushed into a corner, they sometimes do awful things because I can't fathom to understand why, so I'm not going to say why, but they do awful things. And I don't think that's like an excuse for us to not continue with everything that's going on, the investigation, but I think it's something to maybe be aware of, I would say. For anybody who's kind of confused at what I'm getting at, there are lots of examples throughout recent history of men and women who, when pushed into a corner with allegations, with awful things that are happening either to them or things that they've done that are awful, and they're being finally kind of given justice for. They attack those around them, they hurt those around them, and perhaps worse. And I think some people are just worried about what Chris's encroachment on their home might have done, not necessarily to Onision or Kai, but to the other members of the household, not just the children, but also the dog as well, I presume. And I know a lot of you guys in the audience love your animals, and I'm sure you equally feel some level of some degree of worry in that sense. And I completely agree with you, Liza. I really hope everything works out okay. But anyway, guys, that's really the end of this live stream. I feel like I've really covered everything that is necessary. I hope you guys found this informative. I hope you guys enjoyed my live stream. I want to say thank you to those of you who have been kind of working with me and supporting me on my shows. Shout out to my grandma for finding me this clip. I appreciate you. You know who you are. And I'm excited for what's going to be transpiring next. You're welcome, Shizzo. You're welcome. I might do a stream a little bit later, just a kind of more chill stream, talk to you guys. But I feel like this was definitely what I wanted today. I've already spoken about this on a previous live stream, Kobe, but the quick answer for that question is I believe so. I believe it is a lie. But anyway, he has dogs. Oh, well, sorry guys, I do not know everything about Onision. I know some people are like, oh, you should know everything about Onision if you're going to talk about him. No, that's just idiotic. That's idiotic. None of us know everything. Some people just presume to know more, and I think that's just it's unnecessary, quite frankly. Anywho, yeah, he's not in the hotel. I think that's fair to say. I think everybody at this point knew that he was renting out Airbnbs to do his stupid videos and pretend that he was divorced and, you know, take the limelight away from Kai. It's pretty obvious. But with that in mind, guys, I want to say thank you very much to those who've contributed towards my streams. Big shout out to Sex Kitty for the donations. Irish, thank you so much. As always, you are incredible. Thank you, Kobe, as well. Very, very, very kind of you. And Lizzie as well, 2 times. You guys are awesome. I'll see you guys later if I am going to be live streaming. If not, I'll see you when I see ya. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.